Hello, everybody, and welcome to Street Smart Investing. I'm Albert, and today I'm going to be doing the remaining 5 stocks for the banking services sector. So, the next 5 that I have are GFED, BSBK, TRST, FUSB, and CULL. So, let's begin with the first one. I have GFED. So for fundamental analysis, I'm going to be using something a little different from what you guys are used to. I'm going to be using not Webull this time, since again, I'm using my phone for video. I don't know how long that's going to be. Maybe a few more weeks or a few more months, I'm going to be using my camera phone, and hopefully, again, my videos look better. But again, I'm going to be using something a little bit different, something a little bit new and fresh for you guys. So I'm using this website called Stock Card, and it's basically a fundamental software tool for stocks. The site is free. You just Google Stock Card. The two words are together, stock and card. And then you might see something like .io. So yeah, it's just a free software tool. There's no subscription. You don't have to sign up if you don't want to, and if you do sign up with your Facebook account or Google account, you have more access and availability for like comments, and you get to choose like what strategy you used and why you like it, and um, just more public information, just a few more things there that you can give your input, and just more insight of a few things that have more insight on it. So anyways, let's begin. They just give you some basic feedback here for these categories in these information that they give you. So anyways, it's a good site. I've used it before. It's not something that where you have to look at a lot of charts. Everything's pretty much worded for you. You're not really looking at a lot of numbers like compared to what I was doing on Webull. So I mean, it's just different. I like to look at numbers, and that's something that I'm used to. And then I could tell off the bat if it is a good company. But this one's pretty much straightforward. You're not looking at numbers. You're not really analyzing like you're supposed to. You're just getting everything summed up. That's being told to you pretty much. So here you have these 4 main categories. You have growth potential, stability, which is if the company's stable, if they're underperforming or overperforming the market, and if basically the stock price. And then the fifth one here, you can count it if it means something to you, if it's important or not. It's like neutral to me. For some people it is, for some people it ain't. But the sentiment, how do people feel about the stock? Are they neutral? Are they bullish? Or are they bearish? Either positive or negative about it. Everything's pretty simple. Green is good, yellow's neutral in the middle, and red is bad. So if it's yellow, you just pretty much want to hold or have second thoughts about it. Or maybe even, again, this is sort of like having it on a watch list, but not ready to buy or ready to sell yet. It's just on standby. So yeah, pretty straightforward, and you have opinions here, and people share their strategy, and like I said, you can feel free to check it out, fool around with it. Again, it's free. They have a stock screener. I like it. I enjoy it. I haven't gotten on. I have not gotten on here in a few months, but again, it's a good tool to use, and I will be using this pretty quick so I can show you guys. So first up, for the technical analysis, I have GFED. Let's plug that in. I haven't used that for trading. Trading. Sorry about that. So I'm not getting sleepy, but it's close to my bedtime. That's all. So first we have GFED. Uh, I'm gonna say I do not like it overall. Um, and the good things I do see about it, the good thing is that the PE ratio is lower than expected. And again, I'm only going off of this information here for fundamental and technical, but I can get into the technical by using the charts and stuff. But again, like I think I mentioned this previous times, but I'm gonna keep mentioning it in the same videos that I always do. When I look at this, it's not enough information for me to really, really decide fundamentally if it's a good company or not. Technically, I can tell more or less if it is, but I can go into it a little bit more. So overall, I don't like it just because of the volume. It has more negative points than positive. I don't like the volume. I don't like that it has not broken the 52-week high. The chart seems okay. It's gone up here, but then it looks pretty flat. Too flat. It just seems like it's lingering. It's not going anywhere. Again, there's not a lot of buyers or sellers. That's why it's remaining flat. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it is a bad thing. But again, look at the market cap. It's a pretty small company. And even then, there's so many banks to choose from. So what I'm saying is there's more negative points than positive points. So now let's look at the technical analysis. So again, it went up, then it's pretty flat. Now let me look at my indicators. So it's above the 200 still. So that tells me that it's still due for an uptrend. But as it gets closer to the 200, it's going to decide whether it's going to go up or down. So as that gets closer, that's definitely going to move at some point. 200 is catching on. So for the 50-day, let's look at the 6 months. So for the 50-day and the 20-day moving average, you can see it got separated. And then it's pretty flat here for the 20 and the 50-day moving average. As you can see, and this was the past 6 months. That's a long time. That's a really long time for no movement. That's pretty rare. From the stocks that I've went over ever since I've started my YouTube channel, I honestly can't remember a stock that has been 6 months straight and it has gone pretty much nowhere, pretty much in the same range, within the same dollar range. That's pretty rare. So again, it's gonna be due for a move. It's gonna be due for a move sooner or later once it gets closer to the 200 moving average. So there you have it. GFED, I don't like it. Now let's look at it for the fundamental analysis. So there you have it. We have GFED as a high growth potential, which is good. Stable is neutral. So I'd say it needs some work. It's underperforming the market. The stock is overvalued. They're saying it's too pricey. And the investor sentiment is calm. So negative, you have 2 out of 5. Positive, 1 out of 5. And neutral is 2 out of the 5 categories. So again, more negative than positive from this standpoint. And again, it's funny. Now that I think of it, it's like I'm using these sites to analyze. So it's almost like I'm counting a website as someone who analyzes, an analyst. So I can pretty much use Webull as an analyst, and then this site as an analyst, and other sites, and then I guess use that as a majority vote and see what happens. Um, but it just depends on preferences too, because I love Webull and I like this site too. But again, I still like Webull just for looking at the numbers and like coming up with my own results because I have a certain procedure, and you guys seen that procedure when I evaluate my stocks. So hopefully this can help ease the pain and understand the points given, so you guys can pretty much find something new if you don't like Webull and understand it easier. So moving on, I have the next stock, and the next stock is BSBK. Let's look at the 1 year. So again, I'm not gonna talk about the profile of the company or the financials. You guys are. I don't want to keep my videos longer than they should be, so I just want to incorporate more informative feedback for you guys so you can learn. I'm sure you guys can come up with your own evaluation off of my old videos. So you guys, I'm sure you guys can understand the cash flow and the balance sheet and the income statement and the forecast and the earnings per share and all that. Again, you can see my old videos, and if not, I'll do them in the future. It's no big deal. I've done it plenty of times. You have other analysis tools here on the Webull. I don't really look at this because, again, I don't know how often this is updated. And again, I don't like using the computer version because it's not that good. I like the phone version better. But again, even the financial aspect on here, it doesn't show me enough. So again, I'm just going to go to the charting. So let's look at this. BSBK, $10.54. Looking at the chart, gone up flat, then just slightly up. It still looks pretty flat. So has it beaten this 52-week high? No. Is it close to it? Yes. What is the range between 52-week low and high? It's only a $4 range. And as you can see, it's close to the high, but that's not a big range. I mean, a $4 range, that's horrible. The market cap I do not like. It's just extremely hard to find micro cap companies. Companies that like are in the millions, not even in the billions yet, and for them to perform or be profitable when they're not even a $1 billion company, it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard. I don't care what sector it is. I'm just saying in general, it's extremely hard to find a profitable and really good company that's under, a billion. And those are the small cap companies. And then I don't mean like for like a year. I mean a company has been around that's doing pretty solid for a few years now. Not just they having one good year, because 2020 was a good year for so many companies, and you want to see how they do during the tough times, not just during the good times, because when things go bad, the good companies that are going to survive is because they have cash flow. That's one of the main reasons. Or also they have cash reserves, or they have assets that they can sell to have access to cash. But again, they're well rounded to take a hit. Pretty much is what I'm saying. And smaller cap companies cannot afford to take that hit, so they have to deal with more financial stress and situations like that. So yeah, it's just too much of a risk, especially at a time like this, the times that we're living in. Everything's just going up way too fast and way too much, uh, very recklessly and carelessly. It's insane. So, anyways, I stay away from this stock, but again, BSBK. I'm gonna plug it in to the technicals here. So we have it at flat going up. Let's look at the year to date. It's still looking pretty flat. So next year, the 200 moving average. I mean, okay, for the most part, it looks like a trending line up. But even though the 200 moving average is coming up, what I'm saying is once it gets close